This video will show you how to set up and use the Canon 80D DSLR from the LSBU Kitroom. To power on the camera, you'll need to insert an LPE6 battery. Insert the battery until you hear a click, indicating the battery has locked into place. It is always recommended to book a Liebeck TH650DV video tripod with your DSLR. Remove the base plate by sliding the quick release of the tripod head. Line up the screw of the base plate with the camera and then mount the camera onto the base plate, ensuring that it has been securely tightened. The AED should then easily mount onto the base plate without any issue. Ensure that you have tightened the quick release lever. The Canon AED comes with an 18 to 135mm lens already attached to it, so you shouldn't need to remove the lens. If you are using your own lens, press the lens release button on the front of the camera body and turn the lens anti-clockwise to remove the lens. Line up the white mark of the lens by the white mark on the camera sensor and then mount the lens by turning it clockwise until you hear it lock into place. You can then adjust your LCD screen to a position that works well for you. Insert the SD card into the camera by sliding the cover and inserting it into the SD port until you hear it lock. A red LED light will flash twice to confirm there is a card in the camera. Switch on the AED by using the on and off switch located on the top left of the camera. You'll then need to set the camera to manual. You'll notice that the dial does not turn when trying to move it at first. This is because you'll need to hold onto the button in the middle and then turn the dial whilst holding the button. Ensure that it has been turned so that M is on the white indicator. Set the camera to video mode by flicking the switch surrounding the start-stop button from photo to video. Your LCD display will then show this. You'll know that you're in video mode with this icon, and it will show that you're on manual as well. You can then see your shutter speed, aperture, and ISO displayed clearly. To navigate through the menu, press the menu button on the top left of the camera. You'll then see 5 different submenus on the top bar as well as different pages on that submenu. To go down the list of that page, use this wheel to either scroll or press to go up or down. To change page or submenu, use the dial on the top right of the camera. When you first use the DSLR, you'll need to go to the 4th page of the first submenu, and on movie record quality, you'll need to change the recording format from MOV to MP4. This will then allow you to record in more HD options as well as having a range of different frame rates. We recommend going for 1920 by 1080 25 FPS. This will record in the highest quality the camera records onto, as well as keeping the traditional 24 frames per second cinematic look. On the 3rd page, you'll then need to set your picture style for your shot. There are a wide range of preset options you can choose from when picking your picture style. We recommend to go with neutral, and then when clicking set, you can then adjust the picture style manually by adjusting the sharpness, contrast, saturation, and color tone. You can also do this an easier way by pressing the Q icon on the camera, and then you can select your picture style on the LCD screen, as well as being able to see the image change on the screen. You can also use the Q icon to select your white balance. There are a range of different presets for white balance, which may work well with the location you're in, or you can choose your own color temperature, which is displayed in Kelvin. To adjust the ISO, press the ISO button on the top right of the camera, which will then display your ISO menu on the LCD screen. You can then use the top right dial to adjust your ISO based on the lighting of the shot. Bear in mind that the higher you set the ISO, the grainier your shot will look. To adjust your shutter speed, simply turn the dial on the top right of the camera and then you'll see your shutter speed start to change. To adjust your aperture, ensure that the aperture lock has been unlocked, and then scroll the wheel which will then start to change your aperture. To start recording on the 80D, press the Start button for your recording to begin. You'll know the camera is recording as you'll see a red dot display on the LCD screen as well as the timecode start to run. You'll also see a red LED light continuously flashing on the camera body as an easy indicator that the camera is recording. Press the Start button again to stop recording. To play back your footage, press the play button on the back of the camera. You can then use the navigator to scroll backwards and forwards to different takes and then press set to watch your footage back. Press the trash icon on the camera if you want to delete any of your shots. You also have zoom in and out toggles, which allow you to easily navigate through all your shots, instead of having to keep pressing back to go to a specific shot. When it comes to audio, we always recommend booking a H4n Pro as the audio settings are limited and you cannot connect an XLR input into this camera. You can, however, use something like a Rode video mic and plug that into the mini jack input found on the left hand side of the camera. The sound recording options are found on the 4th page of the first sub-menu. Change sound rec to manual as this will then connect your external mic. You can then adjust your levels below. Once you're done with the camera, you need to format your card, which is in the first page of the 4th sub-menu. You also need to clear all camera settings, which is on the 4th page. For more inquiries, please contact us via email kitroom@lsbu.ac.uk.